Hello everyone. So I typically ramble on and on in my videos because I want to try and make a point or explain the reasons why I think something and all that. But this is just going to be a quick concept video. I'm going to keep myself to it of just my opinion that I want to put out there. I've said before in multiple other videos, but this has never had its own video, is that when you are typing someone in a personality type system, whether that's Enneagram, Myers-Briggs, socionics, or whatever it is that you're doing, which, by the way, for the record, I use the Myers-Briggs types because that's what people know, but that system of Myers-Briggs is based on Carl Jung, and so what I'm talking about is Jungian cognitive functions, and I personally believe that Myers-Briggs and socionics are two systems that jumped off of what Jungian functions and Carl Jung's archetypes were saying. So I'm very archetypal. I don't really care about the definition. I mean, I'm going to read the definition, but if I think that that definition doesn't fit the archetype of what Carl Jung was trying to say, I don't really care as much about it. But anyway, the point of this video is that when you are typing someone in a system, there are two things that you need to do. You need to understand the system. And so here's where definitions and stuff is really important. You need to understand the terms. You need to understand what it is you're talking about, how that system works. And you need to be able to explain what you're talking about logically and say, this is how what you said links up to this system. You need to be able to do that. But on the other hand, you need to be able to actually be reading the person correctly. And this is the area where I personally believe that the type community is totally sleeping on. And I get it. I think personally that a lot of thinkers come to this system because they have a hard time reading people and they want to have, something logical that they can lean on to help them read people. But I do that whole process reverse, where for me, I read the person and then I match it up with the system. So I'm less confident in the matching up. I'm very confident in what is the system, but I know what the system is, but as far as matching up, I feel like all of us are prone to errors of perception, and we are especially prone to an error of, misperception when we are not even seeing if I were to have a piece of paper holding it up to you, or everyone's going to see it from a different, perspective. That's just a dumb example. Everyone is seeing everything that they see from a different perspective. And I think that actually reading who the person is correctly is the other half to typing. 50% is knowing the terms, knowing the system, and being able to link them up. The other half is knowing the person. Who are they? What are they like? What are they emoting? What are their values? Where are they headed? Where have they been? Things like that, micro expressions can help you with that. Reading body language and all of that. And, people that are more people oriented might be used to doing that in a way that doesn't require logic, not illogical, not wrong, not incorrect, but in a way that is not a logical framework in your head. It's a understanding, because feeling and thinking are two different forms of judging. Both of them are used to make judgments, and just because you're making a judgment with logic doesn't make that judgment more accurate. If you prefer logic, you might be more inclined to believe that judgments that are concluded with logic are going to be more accurate. But as we all know, there are, feeling and thinking. People can conclude things with feeling as well. So yeah, there are two pieces to the puzzle. And I think it's important that we look at both of those things, and that people that are perhaps more skilled in one over the other can connect and discuss those things. I might be biased here because, in fact, I am biased here. Everybody is biased all the time. That's, that's the human experience. That's what we're trying to work through. But for me, I think that more often than not, people are not only incorrect about their own self-perception, but they are incorrect in a perception of somebody else, because then they're projecting their own experiences and their own, you know, their own emotions. If you don't sort your own emotions through, then it really is going to cloud your logic in ways that you can't even consciously see. That's something that I very much believe in. As a feeler dominant person, it's something that I very consciously am always working through to try and make sure that my own emotions are not clouding my judgment. But I think that if you aren't as focused on feeling as a function, you might just be underestimating the extent. I'm not quite sure there. I'm not trying to make any like bold claims there. There's something weird that happens there where I just, seems like I'm seeing a completely different picture. And I think it's really because you have to know the system, and then you have to actually see the person correctly. And so those are the two things to keep in mind when typing. I hope this was an informative video, and I did try and be quick, although I wasn't that quick, and I did explain myself a little bit long, because it wouldn't be a Meghan LeVota video without me, you know, saying one thing and then saying it in multiple ways, because I'm afraid that people are going to misinterpret me and twist my words, or like, and that I didn't say enough disclaimers or whatever, because, you know, it's really hard for me, you know, to explain my thoughts, but, you know, I'm trying. So thank you for watching this video, and have a wonderful rest of your day.